Hello guys, you're watching Russia, how it is. But this video is not about Moscow or Russia. It will be about Hong Kong. And I'm in Hong Kong. There's plenty of view here. And we'll talk about traveling to Hong Kong. We'll talk about visas, about money, about everything, which places to go, which food to eat, and so on and so forth. So I have an expert who can tell us and who can answer our questions. Meet Dave.
Hello.
Dave makes video Hong Kong how it is.
Yes.
Dave, you're living here for seven years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, 7
So
years.
he's an expert guy. Yeah. He knows everything about Hong Kong.
I wouldn't quite say everything, but I live here. I know a bit. Yeah.
A bit. Okay. Dave, when a visitor, a foreigner wants to come to Hong Kong, which issues he should be worried about? About maybe money, visa. Which preparations should he make?
For most countries don't need a visa for Hong Kong. If you're coming for a short holiday, most countries don't need a visa. But it's best to check on the Hong Kong immigration website first. Most countries you do get visa on arrival, which is it's free and it's very easy. And then for other countries they have to apply for a visa in their home countries before coming out. But the embassies on the website should have more of that. It varies country by country.
And for example, for Russians, we can stay in Hong Kong for 14 days without any visa. It's for free. You just need to come to show your Russian passport. They will make a stamp, and you can stay here 14 days. Actually, from here we can go to Macau, and when we return, we can get another visa, another free visa for another 40 days. It's actually we can stay here for 1 month.
Yes.
How about money?
Money in Hong Kong we use Hong Kong dollars, and it's very easy to change money here. There are money changes everywhere. Most banks, if you walk into a bank, they will change currency for you. It's not really an issue. You can also use the ATMs. The ATMs all take Visa, Mastercard, things like that. So it's quite easy to get access to money.
Right. And from my personal experience, when you come to airport, there are ATMs and exchange points everywhere. But I suggest you to use a card. It's better to use credit card, not exchange point, because the rate is quite high in airports.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
it's better to wait some time
until
when you go.
Get into the town.
Or but better to use a credit card. Of course, you will have to charge additional service charge, maybe 1% or something like this. You want to use metro, bus, tramways.
Then for that, the best thing to do is to buy an Octopus Card, which looks exactly like this. This one's very worn and very old. Octopus Card. They are extremely useful in Hong Kong. You can use them on all buses. Octopus Cards. Octopus Card here is extremely useful. You can use the Octopus Card on all buses, all the MTR, which is the train service, and light rail buses. You can use them in McDonald's, 7-Elevens. They're extremely convenient, and it's actually cheaper to use this if you're taking the MTR or the bus. You actually get a discount fare. Okay, you can buy them in the airport at the information desk. Like they're 150 Hong Kong dollars. You get $100 credit and $50 deposit. But when you leave Hong Kong, you can just hand your card back in again, and they will give you your money back and any remaining credit. So it doesn't actually cost you anything, and it saves you money. So I highly recommend getting
discounts.
Yes, yes, exactly, yes. The buses are cheaper, the MTR is cheaper if you use it. And very convenient, obviously.
No need to using money, to use like cashless.
Yes, very easy. Just walk on, beep, done.
What's your favorite places in Hong Kong? Maybe you can suggest maybe you top 10 which places to visit.
obviously,
Yeah.
right where we are now, Victoria Harbour, I love the harbour, although I prefer being on the other side. But at the moment we're on Hong Kong Island, I prefer being on Kowloon, looking at Hong Kong Island. I think it's a better view. But you know, Victoria Harbour is an amazing place. You know, to see all these skyscrapers. It's stunning. Yes, it should be well behind you, unfortunately. Yep, pan round. And also Hong Kong has a lot of country parks. In fact, most of the land in Hong Kong is actually countryside. There are a lot of hills, a lot of really good places for hiking. So I have many places in Hong Kong, but mostly out of the city. For the city itself, I prefer places in Kowloon. They're a little more, they're not as high-tech as Hong Kong Island. It's more Chinese. I like that. I live in Hong Kong, so I like the Chinese lifestyle.
The city is very dense, right? But you can find this city is really green. There are a lot of trees, a lot of parks, especially on the island. And outside the city, it's no problem to find a place, a calm place outside, right?
Yes,
to
and there are
rest,
several beaches
to
here as
walk.
well.
Yeah.
There are quite a few decent beaches in Hong Kong.
So
And they're all
Hong
very
Kong
easy to
is
get to.
a multi-million city. It's a metropolis, but it still has a lot of wide beaches, quick beaches, and some of them even has clear water.
Yes, some.
Right.
Yes, not many, but some.
Not many, but you can find if you want. So this Hong Kong actually is multi-purpose city. Right?
Yes,
You can
exactly. There are
have
so many different
any
things you
kind
can
of
do here.
rest, any kind of rest you want shopping.
Yes.
Shopping, you want to have a resort, maybe rest, okay, you can get it. Maybe you can name some famous places outside.
Outside of the city. Maybe places like Saigon. Saigon's a small fishing village in the eastern territories. Saigon has some really nice beaches around that area. The town is quite nice. There are lots of, it's quite famous for seafood restaurants. You can actually buy your seafood live from the boats in the harbour, and they would cook it there and there for you. And there's also a lot of Western restaurants there as well. A lot of expats like to live in Saigon. It's quite a popular area because it's very laid back, the atmosphere, unlike living in the city. And also there are a lot of beaches around there and lots of small islands, so it's really good for water sports. And there's a huge country park in Saigon, which is a really good place for hiking. To get there, you have to actually get there by bus. At the moment, there's no MTR system to take you to Saigon. You have to go by bus.
How about walk?
You could go by boat. Yes, some people do. Many people, especially weekends, go on what's called junk trips, where they rent a boat for the weekend. Usually it's a boat with the crew, and they party on the boat. They go out and they swim from the boat, they drink, and they have food on the boat. They have barbecues, etc. It's very popular activity.
How about local food? Which food you recommend to try, and where?
And where? Oh, okay. That one's difficult. Okay, so for local foods, I would say in summertime maybe dim sum, which is known locally as yam cha. Dim sum is not actually Chinese. I don't know where that comes from. But in Cantonese, it's actually yam cha, which means drink tea. I'm sure most of you know dim sum. It's lots of different snacks. There's a huge variety of choice. And to be honest, to choose a restaurant, a dim sum restaurant in Hong Kong above all others, for me is impossible. There's so many good restaurants. I can't really name any restaurant. I've never had bad dim sum, and I've tried a lot. Obviously, the easiest thing if you're an English speaker, you don't speak Chinese, is find an English-speaking restaurant. Maybe use something like TripAdvisor or a similar website to find an English-speaking. Some of them don't have English menus. Okay.
Ah, yes.
And in winter, my favorite Chinese food is hot pot, Chinese hot pot. It's where you cook everything in a soup. You cook all the meat and vegetables, fish, etc. You cook it all in a soup at the table.
You can find restaurants.
There are lots of hot pot restaurants all over. I think two of the biggest ones, there's one which is a chain from mainland China, which is called the Little Sheep. There are branches all throughout Hong Kong as well. It's quite expensive, but the food is really good. But my favorite one is called Little Fat Cow, but there's no English. The sign is not in English, it's only Chinese. It says Sha Fei Niu, which means Little Fat Cow. But on the internet in English they call it Calf Bone King. I have no idea why.
Do they have an English menu?
No, there's no English menu, it's all in Chinese. No.
No. Oh.
Yep, it's all just written in Chinese. You tick the boxes for what
Highly
you want.
recommended to visit this restaurant.
Yes, but go with somebody who speaks Chinese. In the Little Sheep they do have English menus, but in the Little Fat Cow restaurants they don't. They don't have English. But the hot pot is really good. It's a really popular winter food.
But most of places for tourists, like
Kowloon, yeah.
Kowloon area or Chimsatsu.
Yeah.
It has a lot of restaurants, small restaurants, and I think you can go to any small restaurant, and try to, at least you can find pictures, even if it's not in English. You can just choose a picture and ask for this dish. Most of these restaurants can offer very tasty food, and only thing you maybe should be concerned about the pepper. Better to ask if it is spicy or not.
Yes.
But most of menu has a pepper sign.
Yes,
If it's spicy, it's a pepper sign. Yeah. So usually, as to my personal experience again, I had no problem with choosing a restaurant. It's very easy.
Yes, most people speak at least some degree of English. So
Yes.
it's not
Hong
really a
Kong,
problem.
Hong Kong is ex-England colony, so
Especially on Hong Kong Island.
especially Hong Kong Island.
If you're out in the new territories, it's different. There are fewer people speaking English. Some people still do, but
young people.
Yes, young people. Yes. Older people generally don't. But again, many old people here speak English too, but many don't. But yeah, all young people here speak English.
So you only need to be lucky enough to meet English-speaking people. What else should we mention? Maybe the season.
When's the best season
Yes,
to come?
the best season to come. Which time is the most comfortable? Maybe not so hot, not so rainy, not so cold. Maybe some optimal choice.
Okay, I would say October to November. That's the best time of year in Hong Kong. After the long, hot, humid summer, the humidity disappears, and it's usually around about 20 to 25 degrees. It's very comfortable. It's just very sunny and it's very dry. Whereas summer can be quite wet. You usually get a lot of heavy rain in summer. Thankfully today we haven't had it. But in October and November the temperatures are much nicer. It's not cold, it's not hot, it's just nice. And the humidity is gone, so it's much more comfortable walking around.
Dave, which places do you recommend to visit for foreigners?
For foreigners.
Maybe just
I would say obviously
If-
Victoria Harbour is one of the Chim Sa Chai, so you can see Hong Kong Island. Chim Sa Chai is just over there. And also the Peak. The Peak is above Hong Kong Island. It's on top of the hill, and you can look down across the whole of most of the major city in Hong Kong Island. Also Lantau, some really nice places on Lantau Island, like the Big Buddha. And Dio Village, which is a small traditional fishing village. Then there are places like Lammer,
on one island.
all on one island, yes. And also Disneyland as well is also there.
Oh, yes. And you can take MTR.
Yes, you can, yes. Because the airport is actually also on Lantau Island. But then there's another island called Lammer Island, which is much smaller. There are no cars. There are lots of restaurants and some quite good beaches there. And it's very easy. It's only about half an hour from Central. Quite easy to get to. quite cheap. Yes, by boat, yes, by ferry, yes. So there's no other way to get there. There are no cars, there's no traffic, just boats.
And as for the Victoria Peak, to get there, you need to come to Hong Kong Island and to take a tram. There is a tram.
There is a tram.
There is a oh, you can also take a bus.
Yes, you can. Yes.
You can choose either bus or tram, and it will take you directly to the peak. And on this peak, you can find a splendid, just splendid view all around Hong Kong.
It's a panoramic view of Hong
This
Kong.
side, back side. Its backside is very green. It's like a jungle. Here, this side is also stone jungle. You can see it.
Concrete jungle.
Yeah, Hong Kong is amazing place to visit, to travel. So we welcome you to come to Hong Kong.
Yes.
And see through your own eyes. Are there any other tourist traps in Hong Kong?
There are some tourist traps. There are some less than reputable shops, especially selling electronics like cameras, computer equipment, etc. They're located in different parts of Hong Kong. Some of them are in Hong Kong Island, some of them in Tsim Sha Tsui. And there are shops which have like neon lights saying like Canon or Nikon, but there's no price anywhere in the shop. There's no prices displayed. Do not shop in those shops. Most of the stuff there is not what they're selling. They will sell you this camera, the most up-to-date camera, but when you get home you'll find it's 2 years old. Okay, and they will sell you it for a high price. Now, if you want to buy electronics in Hong Kong, use a website called price.com.hk. It's all in Chinese, but if you search for the product name in English, you can see the prices. They are the current prices of actual shops in Hong Kong. And yeah, it's very, very good for giving you an estimate of how much you should roughly pay. And another kind of tourist trap I've seen many tourists being called out with is the fake monks. There are many fake monks in Hong Kong, particularly in tourist areas, sometimes even near monasteries and temples. I know in a place called Sha Tin, there's the 10,000 Buddha monastery, which is up a hill. You walk up the hill and there are Buddhas all the way up. At the bottom, sometimes there are a couple of monks begging for money, trying to give you a charm for money. Tell them to go away. They are not monks, they're just guys from China in costumes trying to scam you. Okay, so just tell them to go away. Okay? They are not monks. A monk will never ask you for money. Okay? They don't beg.
Thank you
Okay.
for introducing Hong Kong and traveling tips and places and food and everything. So
You're very welcome. And welcome to Hong Kong.
bye.